In this video, I'm laying down 11 signs of a husband with narcissistic traits. Let's dive in. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamie M Joyce. I'm an empowerment life coach specializing in codependency and narcissistic abuse recovery for empaths, scapegoats, and awakening light leaders. If you're new to my channel, a very special welcome. Please take a second to say hello and introduce yourself in the comments section below. And if you're back, welcome back. Thanks for showing up and for tuning in. Either way, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos throughout the week. So let's talk about 11 telltale signs of a husband with narcissistic traits. And of course, this applies to any committed relationship between a man and a woman. Whether or not you're actually married is not the issue. The issue is, are you observing and experiencing any number of the following traits on a regular basis? And these traits are not the only signs of narcissism, by the way, but certainly are some of the most common that will help you identify whether or not your partner has a destructive narcissist personality pattern, and therefore, whether or not you're being narcissistically abused. Number one, selfish and self-centered to the extreme. Everything is about them. The world revolves around them. All they think about is themselves. All they talk about is themselves. All they're concerned with is the gratifying and fulfillment of their own desires, wants, wishes, needs, and personal comfort. Your comfort does not matter. Your feelings do not matter. Your preferences do not matter. Your opinion, irrelevant. As far as he's concerned, you are an extension of him, like an appendage, there only to serve a purpose, like, for example, keeping house, raising his kids, and whatever else he feels is necessary to prop him up and make him look and feel good, which, by the way, includes being his emotional punching bag. He has no problem disappointing, hurting, deceiving, and exploiting you. As long as he gets his way and his needs are met, that's all that really matters to him. And this extreme selfish and self-centered nature leads directly to number two. He's highly insensitive. The effect and very real impact that his insensitive attitude, choices, and behavior have on you doesn't even register on his radar. As far as he's concerned, he should be able to come and go as he pleases, do whatever he pleases, cop whatever hurtful and destructive attitude he pleases, lashes out whenever and however he pleases, with zero consideration for the impact that this has on you and the quality of your life. Again, your comfort does not matter. Your emotional and psychological well-being is a non-issue for him. He couldn't care less. In fact, he actually feeds off of your intense negative emotional outbursts, which is why he goes out of his way to provoke you. He gets a sick kick out of watching you come undone. He'll never discuss what he's actually done to trigger you, but rather focuses entirely on your reaction so he can shame and blame you for the pain he himself is causing you. Number three, disappointing gift givers. Another telltale sign of a narcissistic husband or partner is they are often disappointing gift givers, doing the absolute bare minimum, if anything at all, for you on special occasions. Unless, of course, you're being love-bombed and manipulated. Then out comes the dog and pony show in all of its grandiosity. Otherwise, he conveniently forgets important dates and seems to enjoy ruining special occasions for you. This comes back to it being all about them. Nothing can ever be about you, because that would take the focus off of them, and they don't like that. For example, they cannot abide that your birthday would be a time to celebrate or spoil you in any way. So they'll find a way to either ignore it or sabotage it. And one way or another, take the focus off of you and make it entirely about them, even if the attention on them is negative. To a narcissist, any attention is better than no attention. So they'll use special occasions as opportunities to pick a fight, act out, disappoint, and hurt you. They'll go out of their way to cause all manner of unnecessary chaos and drama, then blame you for the whole ordeal, while they siphon your vital life force energy, being the energy vampires that they are, literally feeding off of the negative energy they've deliberately manufactured. Number 4 of 11 signs of a husband with narcissistic traits, he's controlling. He'll attempt to control everything. The money, how you manage your home, your time, your relationships, whether or not you work, where you go, what you do, who you spend time with, what you think, what you say, how you feel, what you believe, as well as how you look. In fact, narcissists are both completely obsessed with and perpetually dissatisfied with how you look. No matter how lean, fit, stylish, and beautiful you may be, no matter what you do or how hard you try, it's never ever good enough. Again, unless of course you're being love bombed, but that's just manipulation. Number 5, he has substance abuse issues. What many people don't realize is that when you are dealing with an active addict, you are dealing with a narcissist, period. Whether they're addicted to mind-altering substances such as alcohol or drugs, or they're addicted to work, sex, gambling, or pornography for that matter, the bottom line is an active addict will be on the spectrum of destructive narcissism. They will have a destructive narcissist personality pattern to some degree, if not a large degree. Now, whether or not you're dealing with a full-blown, dyed-in-the-wool destructive narcissist remains to be seen, if and when they get into treatment and get some serious clean and sober recovery time under their belt. That's when you'll know whether or not you're dealing with a person with genuine empathy or with someone who is lacking in empathy and conscience and therefore has high narcissistic traits. If sobriety doesn't change their demonstrable lack of empathy and conscience, you've got a destructive narcissist on your hands. And make no mistake, 12-step rooms are filled with sober, high-spectrum destructive narcissists. And of course, that's not everybody there, but there's no shortage of narcissists in the rooms of 12-step recovery. So the point being, putting the proverbial cork in the bottle isn't always enough to solve the issue that you and they are struggling with. But obviously, it can be a big step in the right direction if they're willing and able to get the help that they need to deal with their addiction. Now, comment below and tell me whether or not you've experienced any of these signs of narcissistic traits with your husband or your partner. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class, there is a link in the description below where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. Number 6, narcissists are jealous and envious. And what exactly are narcissists jealous of? It's simple. Everything. They are literally green with envy by nature. Anyone who has anything good going for them, and this includes you, their partner, as well as their own children, by the way. Anything positive at all is enough to trigger the narcissist's pathological envy and jealousy. The thing is, they talk a good game and put on a good act, but underneath the phony facade, narcissists actually have very low self-esteem. Although they hide it well, they are deeply insecure, shame-based people with low self-worth. That lack of genuine self-confidence and self-esteem is what's at the core of a destructive narcissist personality pattern. This envious and jealous nature of theirs will often be exactly what's behind the unwarranted and unprovoked contempt and disdain that they hold for others, including you. It's what drives many of their problematic attitudes and behaviors, and it can even trigger intense fits of narcissistic rage. And they also tend to project their jealousy. According to them, everyone is jealous of them. They can't conceive of how it could be otherwise, given that they go through life steeped like a tea bag in envy and jealousy themselves. Number 7, cheating. I think it's clear that in order for anyone to be able to engage in extramarital affairs and betray the bonds of a committed relationship, in particular in an ongoing fashion, considering all the gaslighting and deception that's required to pull it off, one has to have, among other things, an enormous sense of entitlement. In order for an individual to pull this off, the very real impact of the affair on their supposed beloved, should they find out, is clearly of no consequence, which smacks of a colossal lack of empathy and conscience, in addition to, as I said, a seriously exaggerated sense of entitlement. People who cheat tend to only feel remorse when they've been caught, not while actively pursuing or actually engaging in the affair. So, are they genuinely remorseful for having hurt and betrayed you in such a destructive manner? Or do they feel bad because they've been caught? Big difference. Again, you have to be pretty empathy impaired to have the ability to come home and look your wife and or the mother of your children in the eye and lie and hide and deny the truth of what you've been up to, when the truth is you're crossing lines that decent, kind, genuinely loving, and sincerely empathic humans simply would not cross. And let's not forget, narcissists project a lot. And quite unconsciously, they do this neat little thing called confession through projection. So if out of the blue, they start accusing you of cheating, and you both know full well that you are nothing but faithful, monogamous, and loyal to your relationship, chances are really good you're being cheated on. And I understand that may be a painful pill to swallow, but denial in a case like this isn't helpful long term. The truth, however, is your path to lasting peace and freedom is the truth. Number 8, chronic disrespect. Now you know this trait because you've likely been treated to a healthy dose of indifference, at the very least, if not to a regular dose of emotional and verbal abuse, or, God forbid, worse. They criticize every little thing about you. Nothing is ever good enough. They minimize the effort you put into caring for and raising the children and managing the household. They invalidate you and your feelings at every opportunity. They even mock and shame you in front of others, in particular their own friends and family, if they think they can get away with it. They take cheap shots as a means of keeping you in line and propping themselves up with a false sense of superiority. They know full well the more you tolerate their disrespect, the less you respect yourself. And that serves them, as you're more likely to stay put and continue to take the abuse if your self-esteem is in the toilet, which is the inevitable outcome of being on the receiving end of such chronic and ongoing disrespect. It's hard to love, value, honor, and care for yourself in any real way when you allow yourself to be mistreated in this fashion for any length of time. And let me give you some tough love here. Your high tolerance for inappropriate behavior and emotional abuse does not make you a good, kind, loving, and highly spiritual person. It makes you a doormat and an enabler of his abusive ways. And I promise you, that is not what God intended for you. If this is you, the truth is, you have work to do. And the sooner you do your work, the sooner you can live the life you were actually meant to live. So give yourself the gift. You deserve it. Number 9, they are emotionally manipulative. And one way this shows up with a narcissist is they behave badly and then blame you for their bad behavior. If you weren't so this, or if you were more of that, then they wouldn't have to be so awful. It's all your fault that they treat you the way they do. Always. No matter what has gone on or how badly they've behaved, you're the one to blame. They also manipulate you with guilt and shame to keep you compliant and under control. Again, nothing you ever do is good enough, and anything you've shared with them about yourself, your family, your past can and will be used against you. They use your disclosures, your past, your pain, your trauma to hurt, diminish, demean, manipulate, dominate, and, as I said, control you. It's emotional manipulation. If you have any self-respect, this will inevitably drive you to the point of preparing to end the relationship and leave them entirely, upon which he then reels you back in with love bombing, false promises, and future faking. And make no mistake, like I said, this is pure emotional manipulation through the narcissistic abuse cycle, which goes as follows: idealize, devalue, and discard. And you are being emotionally manipulated through all 3 stages of this cycle. And if this resonates with you, it's important that you realize the degree to which you are being manipulated, as well as the extent to which you need to heal from the effects of long-term exposure to this insidious form of narcissistic abuse. Number 10, emotionally avoidant. Now this one's confusing because narcissists are highly seductive when they want to be. So, how is it that they are also avoidant? Well, unless they're motivated for whatever reason, and you're being seduced or love bombed, you can't get close. They are fundamentally emotionally unavailable and incapable of real, authentic intimacy. In other words, you can't connect in a real, lasting, healthy, and loving way. Just when you think you're getting through to them or getting close to them, they'll sabotage whatever good may be going on in the relationship. They withdraw for no apparent reason and enjoy using withholding behavior to keep you at a safe distance. Your attempts to connect in any real way are met with accusations of your being needy and clingy. And when you withdraw because you can't take the rejection anymore, they then move towards you. So the dynamic looks and feels like this. Someone's always running and someone's always chasing. Someone's always running and someone's always chasing. If this sounds like you and your life, understand this is not a healthy relationship. Number 11, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personality. You never know who you're going to be dealing with. You spend a lot of time walking on eggshells, waiting for the other shoe to drop. They can change on a dime. 1 minute all is well, the next the energy shifts, their jaw clenches, and you have no idea what exactly set them off. In fact, you probably spend a lot of time and energy managing yourself, the kids, and your environment, trying to avoid setting him off. It's exhausting. And here's the thing, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. People with a destructive narcissist personality pattern do not change. And nothing changes if nothing changes. So if that's the case, what are you going to do? Now, if you're awakening to the fact that your husband or your partner has narcissistic traits, you might be a good candidate for my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class. The Freedom Class is a rapid recovery roadmap specifically designed to help you take your power back, as well as empower you to heal from the painful effects of narcissistic abuse so you can easily set boundaries with the difficult people in your life and start living your best life in peace, confidence, and freedom. So again, I ask you, what are you going to do? My friends, I hope you got some value out of this today. If you liked what you heard, be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. If you're new to my channel, a very special welcome. Very happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos throughout the week. And once again, if you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in one of my coaching programs, there is a link in the description below where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. And with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. As always, I will leave you with this. Know your value. Know your value and unlock your freedom. Mwah. Much love. Bye for now.